कपित्तजम्बुफलचारु भक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर
जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया,
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया,
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया।
सिद्धि विनायक बुद्धि प्रदायक, मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ति मोरया,
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ति मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरया।
मंगल मूर्ती मोरया।
गौरी नंदन जय जगवंदन, गौरी नंदन जय जगवंदन। जगवंदन मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
गौरी नंदन जय जगवंदन मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
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 जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
मंगल मूर्ति मोरया
Jai Shri Mataji, and welcome to this evening's UK online meditation for Wednesday, 19th of September. And I'm slightly going to alter the theme of this evening's meditation because one of our dear sisters pointed out to me that today is Sri Ganesha Chaturthi, which is the real birthday of Sri Ganesha. And later on, we will also have a celebration of Sri Mataji, the incarnation. So we'll combine the two themes this evening. And let's begin by raising our kundalini, tying up our kundalinis, tying up our attention above Sahasrara, and protecting ourselves with a bandhan. So we can take the mantra of Sri Ganesha 3 times, and then for the 4th time, we can say Sri Nirmal Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. You can meditate in silence for a few moments. Sri Ganesha, it is you who have brought us to the lotus feet of our mother. You are the guardian of our mother. It is only with your permission that we are allowed to worship her and do her puja. You are the peerless removal of obstacles, the son of Sri Gauri, the Lord of the Ganas. You are pure, inexhaustible, auspicious and benevolent. The 12 names of Sri Ganesha. One who says or even listens to these 12 names at the beginning of learning, marriage, entering or exiting, in battle or at times of difficulty, faces no hurdle. May it be obstacle-less. You are having a handsome and auspicious face. Shri Sumukha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sumukha Namo Namaha. You are one-tusked, Shri Ekadanta. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ekadanta Namo Namaha. You are reddish-brown in color, Shri Kapila. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kapila Namo Namaha. You have ears like an elephant, Shri Gajakarnaka. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gajakarnaka Namo Namaha. You are big-bellied, Shri Lambodara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lambodara Namo Namaha. You are huge, Shri Vikata. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vikata Namo Namaha. You are the destroyer of obstacles. Shri Vignanasha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vignanasha Namo Namaha. You are the leader of the Ganas, Shri Ganadipa. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganadipa Namo Namaha. You are grey-bannered, Shri Dhumraketu. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Dhumraketu Namo Namaha. You are the chief of the Ganas, Shri Ganadyaksha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganadyaksha Namo Namaha. You sport the moon on your forehead, Shri Balachandra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Balachandra Namo Namaha. You are elephant-faced, Shri Gajanana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gajanana Namo Namaha. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. The birth of Sri Ganesha. One day, the goddess Sri Parvati was at home on Mount Kailash preparing for a bath. She didn't want to be disturbed, so she told Nandi, her husband Shiva's bull, to guard the door and let no one pass. Nandi faithfully took his post, intending to carry out Sri Parvati's wishes. But when Lord Shiva came home and naturally wanted to come inside, Nandi had to let him pass, being loyal first to Shiva. Sri Parvati was angry at this slight. But even more than this, at the fact that she had no one as loyal to herself as Nandi was to Lord Shiva. So, taking the turmeric paste for bathing from her body and breathing life into it, she created Sri Ganesha, declaring him to be her own loyal son. The next time Sri Parvati wished to bathe, she posted Sri Ganesha on guard duty at the door. In due course, Lord Shiva came home only to find this strange boy telling him he couldn't enter his own house. Furious, Lord Shiva ordered his army to destroy the boy. But they all failed. Such power did Sri Ganesha possess, being the son of Devi herself. Sri Shiva, known for his extreme fury, lost control of his temper and ended up beheading Sri Ganesha. When Sri Parvati stepped out and saw the dead body of her creation, her fury knew no bounds. She lashed out at Lord Shiva and threatened to destroy the entire universe as a consequence of those actions. Now, the universe was the responsibility of Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. Brahma witnessed the wrath of Parvati and apologized on behalf of Shiva to her, advising her not to destroy the universe. Sri Parvati relented on the conditions that Sri Ganesha be brought back to life and be worshipped as the primary god. Sri Shiva too realized the mistake he had committed in his rage and apologized to Sri Parvati. He advised his troops to go into the forest and get the head of the first animal they saw. And that first animal was an elephant. They brought back his head, and this was then placed over the body of Sri Ganesha. And thus Lord Shiva brought him to life, also accepting him as his own son. And Sri Ganesha is forever worshipped as the removal of obstacles and as the god of all gods.
This is the wisdom which is to be imbibed. You cannot practice it, you cannot force it, but is to be imbibed through your spirituality. Then the greatest thing that happens is the joy of the dancing of Sri Ganesh. Like a child, you see him dancing, how joyous he feels and you also feel. In the same way, a little child being born within you, and you start behaving like a small child. If you see a little child who is properly brought up, of course, he will always bother about other people. He'll find out what others need, what can make them happy. He'll use all simple methods. He will try to please others, but not to gain any favor or to show off that he is very generous. But in the real sense of the word, that gives him joy. That is the collective. Today I am going to tell you something more about this collective nature that comes to you through Sri Ganesha's efforts, or we can say his powers. Somebody told me that Einstein has already made a story like that. It's a discovery that if you all become cool, that is under the Sri Ganesha's blessing, then we all become one. That's his theory. But we also had Phil Ward here, who established that when you cool down the helium gas, all the molecules, or you can call them atoms, they start moving in a collective way. Otherwise, they are hitting each other, they are beating each other, and they are running helter and skelter. In the same way, when we have Sri Ganesha's blessings within us, in the real sense of the word, with our wisdom, then what happens? We become very much evolved Sahaja-yogis. Evolved Sahaja-yogis means they have become one. One means what? One means they all live for each other. They enjoy each other. They see the comfort of each other. For example, the people who are very rich, people who are very poor, people who are sick, people who are healthy, all of them combined together as one. In Sanskrit it is called ekakarita. They become one. And this oneness shows in your celebrations. When you all come here, you try to help each other all the time. I've seen nobody minds helping each other. I've seen people enjoying each other. They do not want to hurt anyone. On the contrary, they want to be helpful and sensible with each other. Most of your leaders have chosen who are very wise, who avoid problems, who do not get into panics. Most of them, I should say. And when, you see, even you people try to destroy SYUK, they know you are doing it. So to find out this ekakarita, you have to go deep down into yourself, by which you will feel that you are all one. Whether you are here or you are in Japan or in America, anywhere, you all think the same way, you all help the same cause, and you try to be the same style. I have seen people when they come for the pujas, so many of them, how they enjoy each other's company, how they try to help each other. Somebody who is, say, in Russia, or say in Bulgaria, anywhere, he will write to me about the problem he has, something. So somebody from America, without I inform him, without any information, immediately writes to me, Mother, such and such a person is there in Russia, will you be able to send that person to America? Most of the time it happens like this. Well, I don't tell them. I never ask them. Even if I ask, suddenly there will be response from so many people, from so many countries. Mother, this is the problem, all right, we'll go and do it. For that I must say Austrians are very sensitive people in this respect, in this ekakarita. They went all the way to Jerusalem, to help the people, to get them realized. I wanted to go to Jerusalem, but this bombing business may not allow me to go. But the Jerusalem people, I found them to be much more collective, because they came to Egypt. I said, why have you come here? Make friends with the Muslims of Egypt. Just imagine, I was surprised. How could they come here? No, just to make friends. They are Muslims, so we want to make friends with them. So making friendship without any ulterior motive, without any gain, is one of the signs of your ekakarita. Not only that you are satisfied with other Sahajogis, but you want to bring other Sahajogis in. So many have done that. This is something so nourishing. Now, as you are being enlightened, you get another person who is enlightened. It's very great joy giving. If you give realization to one person, you feel very happy. I mean, so many write to me, Mother, now we have got 30 persons, 20 persons, and they're very happy about it, that we have got so many Sahajogis. But doing that, one should not develop the ego. Then again you go against Ganesha, because Christ, he doesn't like it. Egoistical people he doesn't like. And he's Sri Ganesh. So, he doesn't like such people who out of their ego want to create an organization of their own and try to dominate others. This kind of people they don't like. Both of them are the same. There is complete ekakarita between them. In the same way, we too develop that special quality of ekakarita.
We can take another few moments to meditate in silence on this special quality of Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha, you have taken the dust away from our eyes and allowed us the recognition of our Holy Mother, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Allowed us to know that we are the children of Adi Shakti. You are the ultimate child. And allow us to become part and parcel of you. By your grace, we sit before the goddess. We raise our kundalinis high. We tie it there. We tie it there. We tie it there again. We cover our 7 chakras like the 7 colors of the rainbow 7 times. Our hearts ascend, spreading up and out, infinite spaces opening up above and beneath and all around, and beyond space, beyond time, filled only with love, drenched in divinity, eternal fragrance, wider and deeper than all the oceans. Beyond all the galaxies, enveloping the whole universe and the whole earth with love. Heaven's gate opens, and we are the portals. We are the oceans of forgiveness. We are the rays of light. We can raise and we can save all who seek her from deep within. Deeply humble before thy grace, thy infinite grace, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Nirmala Devi, Nirmala Devi.
That to create an incarnation, lot of work has gone into. So many things had to be envisaged. One had to have the vision that when a human being is created, how an incarnation can help him. At different levels, we had incarnation.
Sorry, the video seems to have reset itself. One moment.
Which we can say as the primordial Kundalini. Idea that they should achieve a particular type of ascent in that particular time. They were all part and parcel of the primordial mother. And they all had a very powerful Kundalini built within them. But the incarnation of this Kali Yuga is very complicated. First, it had to be worked out what would be the situation in which this incarnation would be born. And what sort of encounters this incarnation would have. So, the major propelling force, you can say, or the major work had to be done in the incarnation to create a very strong spinal cord so that it could bear the primordial Kundalini, which is responsible for doing this great work of transformation. Now this Kundalini, which is the primordial one, has all the powers built in of redemption, of ascent. But apart from that, to be born in this Kali Yuga, one had to know what sort of people one has to face. And then how to bring them round to the understanding of Sahaja Yoga and to the understanding that they have to have their ascent. So there are many sources of energies and knowledge which are to be used, because it's a very complicated world in which the primordial Kundalini had to work. It was not a simple thing like people coming to Himalayas. They were already clean people, very desirous of getting realization. They didn't have all kinds of inhibitions and conditions and ego. They were completely surrendered, and after a great amount of penance, they would arrive. So to raise their Kundalini was not such a complicated thing. So not only that, the primordial Kundalini had to give ascent to people, but she had to also understand what sort of people are there. Why don't you take out the child? What's the matter? I think open the windows, perhaps the children are feeling hot. Normally children don't cry unless and if there's some problem. You have to be careful. So all the aspects of human beings on the random movement of human beings, all their adventures and enterprises were to be understood by the incarnation. To communicate with the primordial Kundalini. And also, such a person had to be a Mahamaya, so that she or he, whatever it is, has to behave in such a manner that nobody should feel frightened or should feel something distant. So this Mahamaya Swarupa had to be taken. So the Adishakti's work is double-fold. First is to know about the present, the way the people are, their cultures, their styles, their conditionings, their egos, everything, how they behave. Though the Adishakti is unaware of all these things, because she doesn't know this is human adventure. She doesn't know how far they have gone. And what do they see, what do they dream, what are their ideas. And another work is of the Kundalini. So she is divided into two parts. One is the Kundalini and another is the Sahasrara. So Sahasrara has to supply all the material, all the information to the Kundalini. And then the Kundalini has to work out. Of course, as you know very well, there are deities who are built in everywhere, in the Sahasrara also, the whole body. And they are the ones who communicate whatever has to be communicated properly. But it's a very complicated work, extremely complicated. So this primordial Kundalini acts for the collective, samashti, as well as for the individual. Now supposing you go to a place like, say, an airport. So you start absorbing the heat of the people. Then the perspiration starts and you have to see that all this work is done through your body. Or at the same time, if there's somebody, individual, who has some problem, also can be absorbed and can be corrected. So it acts on both the levels, one on the individual and one on the collective, as they say, samashti and vyashti. And simultaneously it can act. Now the attention, which is the power of the brain, we can say, or power of Sahasrara, also has to be extremely deep, alert, and intelligible. All this work had to be done to create this incarnation of primordial Kundalini and the Sahasrara. So many mechanisms were used, so many types of wiring was done as you do it, like as you try to fix your computer to make it the most efficient one. In the same way, a lot of work was to be put in. And first, you had to watch human beings for 2000 years. How they have been behaving, what they have been doing, and now what sort of human beings are there. Every nation had different conditionings. Every individual had different conditioning. It's a very difficult work. And one had to have really the ocean of patience, inexhaustible ocean of patience. And that's how this work of Sahaja Yoga, the whole stage was set in. As you have put the stage here, you have done a marvelous work. And it looks very nice, beautiful, everything is there. But the stage for Sahaja Yoga was a very complicated one, extremely complicated. Because the work was so dynamic, so subtle, at the same time, so loving, so affectionate. All the intelligence of the divine was used to manufacture this incarnation. And to get a human realization was also very difficult. You had to be born like an ordinary human being, to live in your family like an ordinary person. You had to find out, through entering into everybody's kundalini, what was wrong with them, what was the mistake, how you could use the permutations and combinations of their chakras to give them amas realization. It was a tremendous task. And that had to be done with the Sahasrara. But it has been achieved. All these great plans of the divine and everybody's detailed working and bringing everything to a par excellence level was really tremendous. I myself surprised at myself and amazed how I could really get so many people in Sahaja Yoga. I didn't expect. But it has worked tremendously because of the cooperation of human beings also. Otherwise it would not have been possible. Now when you do these pujas and all those things, you please those deities, make them happy, because they have done so much work. Is your gratitude for them, that they have worked so hard with such diligence, with such precision, that today we have been able to achieve this great drama of Sahaja Yoga. Those who are Sahaja Yogis perhaps do not realize what is the great work done in the background and how much time it took to build up the whole thing, to bring it to this level of perfection.
Translation of a letter by Srimataji in Marathi from 1983. All deities are your elder brothers in this kingdom. They are present in many forms along the path of the Kundalini. You should recognize and attain them. Kundalini is your mother. Learn to remain always under her care. Be her child, and she will take you to the ultimate. Once you attain that from where everything is born, you will have the rest very easily. Attain me, I am yours. I am for you. I have given you that which has been beyond the reach of very great sages and saints. How will you use it? You have been given a very big asset. Thousands of stars and planets were created with its just one wave. There is great significance in your rebirth. Let's finish very simply now with Mother's short mantra 3 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. 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 We can raise our kundalinis together and put ourselves in bandhan. Thank you, everyone, for bringing your collective attention to the meditation this evening. Thank you, Sri Mataji. Thank you, Sri Ganesha. Jai Shri Mataji.